Hey you guys, actually a little bit of a different video for you. I'm going to actually do a DIY project for you during the video. I have done videos where I've shown you projects I've made, but in this video I'm actually going to be making one. So I hope that you enjoy it. There's only going to be one version of this video since I can only really make it once because it's got a certain amount of materials and I only have so many materials to use. And I wanted to kind of walk you through it, so I decided it'd be best to do soft spoken. So I apologize to those who like the no talking more. This so happened just be one that this kind of worked better for, so just gonna get this cut open. This is a big canvas here. Just open it. There we go. I'm gonna cut the plastic off here. There we go. Pull that off. Let's cut this way. Little, some tapping and scratching on this canvas first. Some nice crinkly sounds from this plastic. Okay. So I've actually done quite a few videos where I've used a canvas in some form or fashion. Just because it was included in the theme or something like that. But many of you have really enjoyed the sound and asked for more canvas sounds, so this was a good opportunity for that. This is a stretched canvas. And as you can see, there's wood, like a wood frame that they have stretched the canvas around and stapled onto the wood. The back of the canvas is much softer. It's a more cream colored texture than the actual front of the canvas. It's got a great texture as well. What I'm going to be doing with this is wrapping some fabric around it. Actually, I'm going to create a, I guess what I like to call maybe like a photo hanging board. There's not really a name for it that I know. I've created some of these for different people, and I use them in my own spaces. Basically, I'll design it just to give it some color with the material, and then I will put some twine across the canvas, attach it. I'll show you how I'm going to attach it, and then I actually put some tiny little clothespins on the twine. And that way, when you receive a card from someone, or if you have a to-do list, or a reminder to yourself, a grocery list, people send you their Christmas cards, or things like that, and you just want somewhere to display it. And it's kind of a moving space. Like, it's not just everything stays on that clip. Like, once you've used that note, you take it off and discard it. Or once you've looked at that photo from a friend for 1 month, then you can just go ahead and either toss it if it's not really important to you to look at anymore or keep, or you can file it away. it's really important to keep, but it kind of gives you a place for things to, it's kind of like the way people use their refrigerators with magnets. You kind of can put some things on there. Kind of has that same sort of use. Okay, so this is the material that we're going to be using. I'm actually making this for someone in my life, and this is the material that they chose. She had seen that I had made a few. I actually have them in another video, my most recent DIY video, I believe. I made a few of these, and she saw it and she gave me this material to make her one. And I said I was really happy to do it for her. I thought it would be fun. She has a room that this will look really nice in. It's basically just a striped material. It goes from like a cream. It's not stark white, but it's more like a creamier white, and then like a turquoise in here. So, let's see, I'm going to cut a few spots after I measure everything. Let's see. So let's get the scissors out and cut some spots. I'll do some cutting sounds for you guys. I've got my hot glue gun over here getting heated up because we're going to glue it on. Okay. I'm going to make some cuts. I'm going to cut along here. So let's move the canvas this way. I'm going to make a cut over here. I'm going to start off camera, but you'll see the scissors coming in soon. Let me put it like this for you. Wrapped around. I'm going to take it this way. And just get the cut over here. Nothing special, just get that cut. You're not going to see this cut, so it doesn't have to be nice or anything like that. This is my leftover material. Just toss that over here for now. Okay. And then I'm going to need to cut. Let's see, this is perfect over here. This is great. I'm going to cut a little bit over here. You're not going to see it, it's a little bit off camera, but hopefully you can hear it. Just a tiny bit from up here, so let's get this like this. We got a little bit over here. Again, you're not going to see this, so it's not going to matter if it's a really clean cut or not. It's a bad way to cut it. Let's see. Piece that we're going to use here, and we can get the glue gun out now. If you guys ever use a glue gun to do a DIY project, be careful. It's really easy to burn yourself with them. I speak from experience, unfortunately. Okay, so you're probably wondering why I have a patch that's open up here. I'm actually going to do something a little bit different with that. I'm trying to measure real quick. I have some material that I'm actually going to put in these spots, which I'll show you in a bit. So a little bit further than I want. Okay. So there we have it. So I've got my glue gun here. And yeah, again, really, it's very hot, so you have to be quite careful with it. Maybe we'll do some more scratching on it when it's not plugged in. because it's got some good sounds. Okay, so I'm going to pop this down actually real quick so that I can turn this over. Get this all set. So you're going to want to flip your board over if you're wanting to do the same project. Go ahead and flip it over once you've had it kind of lined up, all the lines are straight and such. And I'm going to fold over the sides. I'm going to bring this canvas this direction so that you guys can see it. Okay. Okay, perfect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put something to weigh this down on this side so that you guys can see this properly. I've got this cute little jar. I'm just going to put it over here to hold that as I wrap and glue this side. Here comes our glue gun. And we're going to just put some glue along the edge here. Perfect. So hot. Again, be very careful if you do this. Okay, so now you're going to want to wrap that material around real nicely so it can get stuck on the glue there. And don't push on it quite yet because that glue is very hot. So you want to take something, I'm actually going to take another glue stick. I'm going to roll it like this without using my fingers to stick it to the material and push down and put pressure just because, like I said, it's quite hot. Oh, see, just now I touched it, it's so hot. It's not too bad, like it won't burn you at this point, but it's not pleasant either. Yeah. So I just go ahead and roll this glue stick along like this. Perfect. That just kind of seals it down, pushes it, gives that material a nice grip with the glue. Okay. Now let's do this other side. And actually I'm going to have to use this. My glue is running out on that. So let's do the front now. Pull it tight on this side, make sure everything is all good. Very nice. Now let's flip this side over. Okay, so we're gonna like that. First I'm going to do a little tuck on this side, get everything nice. Just like that. Okay. Let's grab that glue gun. I can actually glue this down over here because it needs to have a little bit of a piece of glue here. Let's try this corner real quickly. Again, I'm using my glue piece just because it gives me something to use instead of my fingers. All I've done here is I made a nice fold. I'll show it to you later when the camera can see it, but it just makes it look nicer if anyone ever sees the top. This. Okay, let's go ahead. So yeah, you stick this long piece of glue right into there, like that. And now you have more. So I'm going to give another long strand of glue along the edge here. Okay, that's nice. Just like that. I'm going to do just a little bit more. It's kind of like it's a little small. So okay, perfect. Got you. Nice. Okay, again, I'm going to wrap. And actually have another glue stick here I'm going to use for that. Oops, that didn't touch my hand, don't worry. Okay, there we go. Perfect. So you guys kind of see what's going on there, wrapping it around the edge, gluing it to the frame. Quite simple. You know, because this is going to go on a wall, so it doesn't matter if the back is seen. If, however, you're doing a project and the back is going to be seen, you want to take that into account, obviously. But this is not, so I don't need to make it too great in the back. Okay, let's give you a view of this side now. So I'm going to move my little weight here. Isn't that a cute little jar? Okay. You can kind of see this side. I know you can't see it as well, but that's okay. Alright. Let's get our glue gun back out. And let's do our glue. Here it goes. I'm going to get some more pumped out here. Second line of it. It goes to about here, the material. Yeah, I kind of had to be creative because the piece of material that my friend gave me didn't quite cover this entire canvas. So I found some kind of like burlap, I don't know what to call it. It's not burlap, but it's kind of like I'll show it to you, a little rustic piece of material that can go in the corners where there's no material left. These little empty spots. I have an empty spot on the top corner and one bottom corner. So I'm going to use that other material to kind of cover that and make it look kind of cute. Okay. So again, I'm just using this to roll down and get the material flat into the glue there. It sticks real nicely. I've mentioned before that I like watching a YouTube channel called Mr. Kate, and some of you knew her when I mentioned it. She and her husband have a channel, and her team, she has a whole team. They do design, interior design, and it's really fun to see her do DIY projects. They do some things like this. But there's I would say, like on a really big scale, the channel's quite large. I think they hit 1 million subscribers recently, believe it or not. That's a lot. Okay, so I've got a little fold going on over here, so I'm going to put a little glue like I did last time in the corner, just to get it kind of a little bit nicer corner. And again, make sure you're very careful, because yeah, it's just, this glue is a bit finicky in the sense that it's kind of stringy. If you've worked with a glue gun before, you know what I mean, but the heat of the string of glue is quite hot, and if it just happens to fall on you, just a little string of the glue as you're passing by, it burns. It doesn't feel, it's quite harsh. Okay, so I'm doing the same thing over here. Got a little nicer corner. Now I'm going to give my long stretch of glue here. Here we go. Going all the way to here where it ends. One more nice line of glue. Okay. There we go. Nice. And we're going to tuck this so gently. Get our long glue stick and rub that on there. The nice thing is, if you get any glue on this, it doesn't matter, obviously, because it's glue also. No problem. Okay. Perfect. We've got all four sides covered properly. And now, whoops, we're going to let that just dry a little bit. I'm going to do some scratching for you as that. I just want to make sure that glue is all dry and not too hot. There's another channel that I like that does DIY projects called the Sorry Girls, and they're based out of Canada. They have a really big channel and do some really fun videos. If you like DIY projects and getting like creative ideas to do things like that. So this is decent now. We can probably flip it. So let me move my little placeholder, this glue stick. Okay, let's flip it. Let's see how we did. Oh, not bad. Okay, not bad at all. now, as you can see, we have this interesting little area that we need to fill, and we have an area over here that we need to fill. Okay, next I have this material that I am going, it's a small patch that I had, but I'm going to use it to put onto these little spots that are open. So let's do it. Here we go. I think it might go, let's see, no, like this. I like it kind of like, yeah, like I like that some of the fringe is sticking up and such. Let's see how we can do this. Okay, so we're going to cut just a tad off of here. Make it closer for you as I cut. Some good cutting sounds there. Oh, but I've got to hold it like this for it to work. There we go. Okay. Oops. Now my angle's not very good, is it? Here we go. Ah, there we go. That will be for this spot, and then I'm going to break this piece up into two because I have like a longer spot over here. You'll see it when I turn it around. So let's cut this one. There we go. Much better. Okay. Let's lay it out over here. Make sure we got things fitting correctly. Very nice. Okay, so what we're going to do is same thing as before. We're going to get some glue and get this to stick down here, just like that. Kind of, you know, get it to a place where it looks good and it's covering. I mean, your piece of material might very well cover the whole thing, but in this case I'm trying to be creative and get this to cover a space that that material was not. And just add a little more dimension and texture. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put just a tiny bit of glue this time because it's going to show just a little bit through this. We just want to put little dabs here and there. We don't want it to be like just this huge chunk of glue. Yeah, it's very thin. Just thin pieces here. Get some going on here. Very good. So just put light pressure on your glue gun as you do this. Okay. Let's see. Perfect. Okay. Let's try to get this on the right way. I'm going to place it like so. Great. And then my little glue piece, let's grab that. Especially important in this case because this is obviously a very holy material. It's got lots of open parts in it, so you would just be touching hot glue directly. Don't want that. Great. Yeah. So we can't see any of that glue, which is nice. Although it dries quite clear, you don't want like clunky pieces hanging out. Okay, now I've flipped my canvas this direction so that I can glue this side on here. So first, like, you know, you do want to just figure out how you want it first of all before you start gluing things. I don't want the pieces to overlap very much because it gets darker in colour and then you can kind of notice it more. I want it to be right up close so it almost looks seamless, although it won't completely. Let's do it this way. Okay, that's decent. So now that I've got an idea of what I'm doing, same thing, I'm going to take my glue gun and just that light pressure, not too much thick, like I was doing those really thick lines when I was doing the sides. We don't want it that thick, just ever so slightly on there. Great. I think it needs to be a bit longer. Good. This glue does dry fairly quickly, so although it's very hot when it comes out, it dries faster than you may want it to. You kind of wish it was a little bit longer staying sticky, but it dries kind of quickly. So here we go. I'm going to roll that out. Very good. Just like that. Good. Okay. Perfect. Now let's put this side on. So yeah, like that. Might even have extra, believe it or not. So same thing, get a glue gun. Now this has got some, like I said, some really good texture. Okay, so we'll try to, oopsie, I did too big of a blob. So I'm going to even that out a little bit so it doesn't stick up too much. Here we go. Let's get it nice and light. There we go. Better. Much better. Okay. Very good. Okay. Perfect. And on we go. Ah, great. Okay. That worked. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to look at what these look like, kind of from a bigger perspective right now, because I need to glue this down here. Alright. Let's go and do this side first since we're looking at it. I'm going to make this the bottom of the actual canvas. So I'm not as concerned with this as I will be maybe about the top. But it looks like what I'm going to need to do is actually pull this material up and around and glue it here. Okay, so let's go and do that. Get a little bit of glue here. Again, we're at the back again, so it's not as important to worry about how much, how little glue you're putting, because if it shows through, no big deal. Yep, there we go. Okay. I am going to get my little glue roller still and do that. Oh, it's sticking, Come off there. Okay, that's okay. Let's do this side, that's better. Yeah. Okay. I am going to cut a bit of this off because I don't want it showing from the back. You can see it's kind of hanging over the edge here. So I'm going to cut a little of that. I don't want that to show. Go ahead and cut a little bit of this too. Okay. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and glue the top. Looks like we are. I'm going to leave that kind of fringe hanging there. So if you can see, I'm going to let it hang. I'm not going to pull it over. Because it kind of looks nice. However, on the top, a little bit here, I am going to glue that down. Okay. So pop it over like that again. Grab your glue gun. Just like a little bit of glue up here. I'm going to do a little on the side. You can't quite see that, but it's just because the piece over here won't quite reach to the top of the canvas like this will. And I'm going to give it a minute because, as I saw last time, the glue sort of stuck to this glue a little too much. Since the material's got so many holes in it, it's easier to stick to this big glue stick. See? There we go. I'm just rolling up and around. Perfect. It's kind of fun to see the little pieces along there. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. We got it. Yeah. Okay. Perfecto. Now we're just gonna get these little pieces of material. See, there's kind of little pieces that have gotten lost in translation. Here we go. Very good. This side has a little bit of thread kind of just that's fallen off of these little rustic pieces. Let's get them off. Okay. Good. Alright. We're all set to put the twine on now. Let's go for it. Okay, so we've got this right here. Where's the end? There it is. Okay. Now, you're going to unravel your twine, and this piece of twine has quite a large knot in it right here, so I'm actually going to cut it here because I don't want that to go across the front of my canvas. It would be quite, it would stand out too much, so let's go and remove that like I did. But what we're going to do is quite simple. We're going to kind of measure out where we want our pieces. I'm going to probably put maybe 3 of them, so maybe like 1, 2, 3, something like that. 1, 2. So just measure first where you want them, and remember that you're going to have clips attached to them, and you're going to like put a photo on it or something, so you kind of want a little bit of space in between your twine pieces. So I'm going to do my first at the top where you can't see yet, second kind of like in the middle here, and then right around here. So let's do our top one first, and what I'm going to do so that you guys can see it is flip my canvas again. There we go, perfect. I lost my thread when I did it. Here it is. Okay, I'm actually going to overlap a little bit with this piece of material here. Okay. Oops, slippery slope. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to double this piece of twine, because I'm actually just going to tie it around in like a big circle around the canvas. So I'm probably going to cut it around, you know, like around here. Okay. I'm going to do 3 in the same length, so my twine needs to be untangled a little bit, so let's do that. There we go. Okay, so we got our twine. We're going to do 3 the same size, so I'm just going to take this one that I already did and line it up with the one that I'm doing as the second piece. Let's cut that about the same spot. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect as long as it gets fully around your canvas. Let's make a third that's about the same length, so let's attach it there and pull our thread. Yeah, perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we've got our 3 pieces. I'm going to take the first, separate it from the other 2. I'm going to leave the other 2 just on my lap here so that they don't get intertwined at all. Okay, so I've got my top piece, and I'm just going to pull it around the back like this. I'm actually going to make a knot underneath it. Yeah. And when I do that, it's going to be easier if I flip it. Sorry for flipping, but you know, that's okay. So now I'm making a knot on the back here. You guys can kind of see that. So you've got your knot going on, and then just hold it as tight as you can. Okay, you're going to glue it anyway soon, but it's nice to get a really tight knot, just so that there's no, not too much like flimsiness there. It's got quite a bit of flimsiness, that's okay. Because, like I said, you're going to glue it anyway. And you check, make sure that that front is even. I'm going to eyeball it here. sure that we got it straight. Yeah, that looks about right. That's good. Okay. And once you've got that, then you're just going to take it and get some glue. Once again, we pull it out so you guys can see it a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to get some glue onto this little knot here. Just get it to stick to the rope or twine and to the backing of this frame and material. Okay, nothing too crazy, quite easy to do, and that way you just ensure that it doesn't move around. I'm going to do the other side of the knot too. Give it a little bit of double security here. Perfect. So it's nicely attached to the frame and the material actually, because there's some wood showing there. Okay. And you know, I had some extra twine here. I don't want to waste that because I use twine for so many things, so I'm going to cut those pieces off. Perfect. And I'm going to take my little piece of glue stick again, and just, you can't quite see it, but that's okay, I'm just going to quickly tap it. You can probably hear the tapping, the glue kind of settling in. Okay, we'll let that dry. And we're going to basically do that same thing again with both pieces that we have. So this one I'm going to do I'm actually going to do the bottom piece. So my bottom piece I'm going to put about, let's see, something like here. Okay, so once I've gotten it there, I'm just going to flip it over again. There, so you guys can see. And tie the little bow in the back and just keep it really basically the spot you want it. My knot's going to be right here. Great. Get it tight as you can. It's a bit hard to get put real tight, but just do your best. Great. And again, I have some extra, so I'm going to cut those off. Okay. Oh, right down there. And let's glue them on. Okay, so we're going to glue this side. I just go right along the material here, and then the wood, which you guys can kind of see there. It's a bit far from the camera, but you get the idea there. Very nice. And then let's go to the other side. Same thing, easy peasy. Okay. Perfect. Let's see how this is holding up here on the top. See, I can already touch that top one because it just, like I said, it actually dries quite quickly. I'm just going to give another little layer of glue on this top one here. Okay, perfect. Let's do our center. You've got some blobs of hot glue now, so just be careful as you work if you're doing this project. And yeah, I'm going to get that center one set. I'm going to hold it up, okay, so you're not going to be able to see for just a moment, and the reason being that the glue is kind of hot on some of these spots, so I can't quite lay it down like I did before. We've got to keep it standing. So there's a canvas between us right now. Can you still hear me? Okay, perfect. There we go. Let's tie our knot. Same thing as before. Okay. And our scissors. Sometimes when I'm like giving someone a present, I'll like tie a little ribbon and just put it like onto the present with the twine. Like it's quite helpful to have little pieces of twine basically for different things. Okay, so that's our third piece, and we're going to glue it again, but I just want to double check that it's set correctly, so let me just take a quick peek. Before I glue it down, I want it to be set correctly. so it's a little bit too low, so I'm just going to adjust it, because now it's basically sitting in between the top twine and the bottom twine. So I want to adjust it so it really looks even. Perfect. Okay, we got it. And we're almost finished with it. Okay, I'm getting that side, and now, sorry, that may have been off camera, let's do this side. Okay, it's funny, I'm actually doing those sounds naturally. You know how in ASMR videos we do things like that? I don't actually usually do it. I love when I hear it in videos, and I should probably start doing it. It's great, but I've been doing that really naturally through this video, which is actually great. That's when it sounds the best, probably, when it's naturally happening. Okay, let's get these little twine pieces that have fallen. Let's clean it up a little bit while this dries. Perfect. See, I did it. Okay, looks like we're good. So thank you guys for joining me for this. I hope that you enjoyed kind of a relaxing video, but also kind of seeing a project made. The pack, again, so you can see these blobs of glue are quite hot. So I'm not going to turn it over quite yet. I'm going to let it dry for a moment. So what I'm going to do while that dries is just get some of these twine pieces off the front too. And you guys can kind of hear the material as I do that. But yeah, the twine gets, once you've already done all the project, the twine won't get pieces everywhere like it's doing right now, but it is doing it now just because we were moving around and cutting it. Perfect. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put clips along these, and then I will show you the final product. So let's grab our clips. I'm going to put this down for some more drying time, and let's move our scissors. I'm going to clean my little dress off. I've got twine on me. Okay, so there's two sizes of clips that I have. You can use whatever size you want, really. And I got these from Daiso. So I've got these tiny clips. And then these middle size clothespins. Also these are all from Daiso. So I'm going to use this size clip. I may actually do some different sizes to see what it looks like. It's very sticky. Okay, so let's pull these out. Yeah, perfect. Okay, and let's open this cute little package. Some small ones. Let's see what's best. Both sizes. These tiny little guys. Okay, let's see what's going to look best on here. I know you can't see the whole thing right here, but so if we put like one on like this versus these little guys, I think I'm going to go for the, let me get a check here. It's nice that we stand back and take a look at what you're making and see what looks best with it. I actually think I like the smaller ones. They're kind of cute. I'm going to go for the small ones. Okay. I initially thought the bigger ones would be better, but now they actually see it on there. So, do we have these dry enough? Let's see. Yeah. Decent. Okay. Okay, let's put these on. So what I like to do is I like to put them on quite sporadically. And I just stick them in on the different twine pieces. So you've got the top layer, of twine, and the middle layer here. We gotta get some more. Let's get that here. Okay, we've got bottom piece, another bottom piece. What do we got here? And I like to put if I'm giving it to someone, I like to put more than, you know, I would maybe put on my own just in case they lose one or they want more than I would want or whatever. So I just kind of pop a few more on for them. My friend, by the way, is not paying me to do this. It's just something that she saw that I had done and she thought it would look kind of cool, and I wanted to give her one of them for her room. So I thought it'd be fun to bring you guys along for the journey. Okay, so I'm kind of, if you can see, I'm kind of putting them in between each other. So instead of putting them all the clips like in a line, it's kind of nice if you put them staggered like that. Or quite random. It doesn't need to be perfectly staggered, but I don't like if they're all in a straight line. It kind of doesn't work very well. So that's it. Okay, let's take a look at the final product. I'm going to move it around for you because the camera won't capture it all, but this is the bottom corner. You won't see that bottom. This actually is kind of flipping up, but it kind of looks cute if it's this way. So this is what it would look like. Okay, and then this is the top over here, which you've seen quite a few times. Yeah, and people can just put them on the wall and clip photos or clip whatever they want. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that was fun for you.